Chizuk from the Parsha, Erev Shabbos Chodesh, Parshas Shmiני. In this week's Parsha, we see the Nudel Vavi, the two kids of Aaron HaKohen that passed away when they came into Kodesh HaKadoshim. And the Torah tells us, Vayidem Aaron was silent. Usually every single week I talk about Dvar Torah from the Parsha. This week I want to bring a Shabbos mega awareness due to the tragedy that happened this week in Williamsburg when our 13-year-old boy passed away so tragically after being involved in a custody visitation fight. Yes, you could say the Torah says, Vayidem, be quiet, be quiet. First of all, the Ramban says, Vayidem lacha shebuchu, after he was crying. But the more important thing, after this story that the two kids the two kids passed away, the Torah starts with all new rules and regulations. And the Torah tells, don't rip your hair out, don't rip your clothing. A new Parsha, yain v'shayich al, don't drink wine and don't all kind of stuff that the Torah tells us that you're not allowed to do due to that tragedy. A tragedy the Rambam tells us, whoever says is a mikra, okay, it happened, it's a achza. We cannot take this tragedy and just let it go and say, okay, be quiet. No, let's do the parshas after that. I spoke this week about the awareness of child annihilation. And it's a schreckliche magaife, it's a pandemic, what's going on in Klal Yisrael. And it needs a major change. Kids that are going through this alienated parenting suffer for the rest of their lives. I cannot even tell you how many Rabbunim, Rosh Yeshivas, principals of Talmud Torahs, principals of girls' schools called me this week. Because nobody wants to talk about it. They just shove it under the rug and finished. And I spoke about it and I want to tell you results. I put my phone on the speakerphone by a wedding next to Chazan Stark. He was next to me. And a lady called me up, Mr. שווארץ, due to your awareness, I want to tell you something. I'm not allowing my daughter for 6 years to go to her father. I realized that I did a mistake. I made a mistake. Please help me rectify it. Okay? Next week Shabbos, there's going to be a Shabbaton for a family with 6 children. 6 children. Over 20, all married. Over 20 years they didn't see the father because of parent alienation. They're going to meet next Shabbos for Shabbaton in the hotel. I cannot even tell you the crying, sobbing, how the father expressed it to me. And how I spoke to 2 of the kids. They came to a conclusion. What are we doing? Nonsense. Because the mother told us this and the mother told us this. This is what we need in Klal Yisrael. We are so good at everything. Let's make a stop to this. This doesn't begin to make sense. I got a phone call yesterday from a Rav. Just want to tell you that a couple that got divorced a couple of years ago, and they decided, something, it passed 2 years. We see what the kids are suffering. Let's bring it together. They're going to get married back. Etc., etc. Just before I gave this Chizuk from the Parsha this week, somebody called me with names, and I know the family very well. A young man that has 6 kids also, divorced. His ex-wife is not capable. He gives a visitation, she needs supervised visitation. He remarried. Listen to this. This is mind-boggling. He remarried. Every couple of Shabbosim, he goes with the 6 kids and with his new wife's few kids to the shver, to the ex-shver, to the grandfather and the grandmother of the kids. The kids have, and she sits there. Yeah, she sits there. We can be different. We can learn from the tragedy and see what are we going to do about it. And I want to talk to you parents that are doing it. In most cases, I would say 99% cases, these kids that are going through alienation are suffering. They are suffering in silence. They're saying, Katzti B'chaya, Rosh Yeshiva told me yesterday that he has in his dormitory, now the yeshiva is finishing, they will go back home. And one of the boys told him these words, Rosh Yeshiva, where do you want me to go back? To a gas chamber? going back to the fighting, go here, go there. This is nonsense. This is nonsense. The kids are paying a price, a hefty price. Shabbos awareness Parsha Shmiני, the Shabbos after the two kids of Aaron Cohen passed away. And the Torah gives us rules after that, how to do. Let's have new rules. Let's all Rabbunim talk about it. This needs to stop. This needs to stop. I cannot even tell you how much pain goes through these children. Imagine a 13-year-old boy that ended his life this way. Could you imagine how much pain this boy had for years? That he couldn't see his father? That it came to... You know what guts it takes for a 6-year-old child, for a 13-year-old child to do this? Let's bring awareness and bring an end to it. Dear Chushev mothers and Chushev fathers, don't say your case is different. Even the worst father deserves visitation, sometimes supervised, but he deserves visitation. Let's bring an end to it. In Beschizdet, you will have a Chag Kushev Sameach, a Kushev Freilich Yom Tov, and a Gitten Shabbos.